My name's Neil Turner, I'm a professional photographer and I have been for 23 years. For 14.5 years of that time, I was on the staff at the Times Educational Supplement and shot pictures in 3,500 schools in 13 countries. I'm going to show you a few tips on how to raise the standard of photography in your school. In my working life, I use cameras like this, but you know what? You can get some great results with this too. There are three things that go together to make a great photograph. There's the subject matter, there's the light, and then there's the composition. And I want to talk about composition first. Photography is no different from painting or drawing. Composing a picture is all about what you leave in, what you leave out, and where you place the elements within the frame. One of the simplest ways of making your compositions look really professional is to obey what we call the rule of thirds. That's perfect. Okay, here we go. When we're talking about the rule of thirds, we have a grid line here, we have a grid line here, here and here. If you have the main subject focus on one of the grid lines, and preferably on one of the intersections, it really helps the power of your composition. We've talked about composition, now we're going to go on to talk about light. One of the greatest things about still photography is if you need a bit of extra light, you've got a flash. And one of the best things you can learn right now is when to turn the flash on and when to turn the flash off. And I'm going to give you a few simple rules. Now, the thing about using flash is that you have to think about where it is in relation to other light sources. So what we have here, we have a scene where we have a child against the window. The camera's going to take a look at that scene, it's going to think about everything, and it's going to think, oh, there's a lot of light there, so it'll take the picture, and it won't use the flash. And what we're going to end up with is a picture of a child, pretty much as a silhouette, no detail in the face. So at this point, we need to turn the flash on. Now every camera is different, but one of the things we all need to learn is how to turn the flash on our camera. So on this one, I press the flash button, I scroll to where it says flash, and I press set. Very simple, 3-button operation. I now take that picture, and I'm guaranteed that the flash is going to fire. And suddenly, I've got a properly exposed child against a properly exposed background. Okay, so now I've got Huxley up against the glass, against the window, and I want to take a picture, and I want to obey the rule of thirds. So instead of having Huxley in the middle of the frame, slightly off to the side, take my picture, and bang. I've got a nice composition using the rule of thirds. What I'm now doing is picking up a rather harsh reflection of the flash in the glass. What I want to do is teach you a trick for getting over that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this flash unit here, just because it's easier to press the button and get a nice big flash, okay? Now you can see that I'm square onto the window, and when I fire that flash, you can see where it picks up in the glass. Horrible big reflection in the glass. Okay, I'm going to move away and I'm going to fire the flash again, and you tell me whether you can still see the flash in that bit of glass.
Yeah.
Yes? Still in that piece of glass?
Yeah.
Okay, a bit more. Can you see that? It's 45 degrees, this angle is called. It's half of a right angle. Okay, if you get the light further round than 45 degrees, you can't get a reflection in the glass. But what the people now who are 45 degrees the other side can see the flash in that glass now because it's reflected for them. That's probably a better angle. That's much better angle. Yeah, you're starting to think like a photographer. That's great. Great stuff. Good picture. Squat, 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 squat. Oh wow, isn't that good? We've got his feet roughly on the third, that's brilliant. He's illuminated by the colour of the awning, so you really need to put some flash in the foreground to take that blue colour away. Now there's a real kind of photographic rule about what you're doing.
What's that?
It's called 6 feet up is bad.
Oh, okay. So I want to be down.
You either want to be down or you want to be up.
Okay.
What you're trying to do is make people see something how they've never seen it before.
Oh, okay. So if I get down and get...
So if you get down, maybe you get down, or maybe you want to get up, because the great thing about having a screen on the back of a camera is you can do that.
Oh, that's true.
So we've talked about light, we've talked about composition. Now let's talk about subject matter. And in schools, subject matter is nearly always photographing children. And we all know what a complex issue the taking, storage and use of photographs of kids can be. Contrary to popular belief, there is very little law surrounding the photographing of children in the UK. There is, however, plenty of policy. My best advice to you is to be aware of your school's policy and then keep it in mind every time the cameras come out. Okay guys, looking straight up at me. Okay, straight at me. That's fantastic. You're all looking very cool.
Oh, we're a handsome bunch.
Handsome, handsome, handsome bunch.